Donald Trump, the only thing that you can do right now to make us happy is get in the cabinet. I'm talking about get underground.
Not only is this administration not using the money that it already has to fund SNAP, but it's actively fighting against a court order to do so. It's actively saying, no, we don't want to use the money for SNAP, even though that's what it's for, even though the court already said put the money on there.
Do you know how shameful and embarrassing it is to have to force the President of the United States to fund the SNAP benefits for its American citizens?
Last night, Trump and JD went on a full-force attack on SNAP benefits. Yes, baby, the Trump administration's Justice Department is filing appeal, so y'all can't get y'all full SNAP benefits.
It makes complete sense why this administration is so much afraid of losing in midterms and in 2028. They know they are all going to end in jail because what they are afraid of is law and order, and they are not following it. They've been told to issue out SNAP benefits like in full, which is today is Friday. That is when these benefits are supposed to be coming to the people. They've been ordered by the federal judge. Like, release them in full. These people are still holding the line, and they are talking about how, some people that are on these benefits do not deserve them. Like, it's orders like this that they are not following, that they are afraid of, that just in case they lose power, it's going to be the end for them. Yeah? Just yesterday, when the federal judge reviewed everything these people have been using against, the American people and holding them hostage, and he's like, you know what? There's nothing that is stopping you from giving these people their food. Stop starving the people. And Trump, as you know, he is not. And from the look of things, it looks like nobody's doing anything. They keep prolonging and prolonging. Meanwhile, it's the people that are suffering. I think I want us to look at some of these videos and reactions from Americans about this very situation. We'll come back and talk about it. But just let me know where you're watching this from. They talked about how they released some partial. Did you get any benefits, like partial at least, or you did not? Anyway, let's watch. We'll be back with more. Just let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to that channel.
Y'all want some really f***ed up news? Last night, Trump and JD went on a full-force attack on SNAP benefits. Yes, baby, the Trump administration's Justice Department is filing appeal, so y'all can't get y'all full SNAP benefits. And when they were asked about the SNAP benefits, JD Vance said it was absurd. And baby, your daddy Trump, he said pertaining to the people on SNAP benefits, all of y'all don't deserve to be on them. He said SNAP benefits weren't created for everybody. Duh, it's for people in need. So let me get this straight. You got money to build a ballroom. You got money to do a fucking parade for your birthday. You got money to build a fucking monument in the image of you, like Hitler did. You got money to make ICE the biggest police department ever in this country. You got money to throw a fucking Great Gatsby Halloween party while people are going hungry. But Americans who need SNAP benefits don't deserve them. This is giving Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. While people are starving and don't have enough to feed their families, this man is saying that all of y'all are not deserving of food. A basic human right. Food. Now, I knew they were going to fight shit. I already knew that. But the fact that he came out here and told people that he is supposed to be serving, that they are undeserving of eating, can we call impeachment already?
We have breaking news right now. A federal judge has just found that the Trump administration did not comply with his prior order demanding and requiring that the administration pay out full SNAP benefits for the month of November. Judge McConnell, minutes ago, according to Adam Klasfeld, said that the Trump administration did not comply with this prior order, sharply rebuked the Trump administration, and ordered the administration to pay out SNAP benefits by tomorrow. That is a major development because Donald Trump previously said he would not comply with this court order. The White House walked back that statement saying, no, we're going to do it. No, all good. But apparently they didn't. And well, the federal judge just found, literally seconds ago, that the Trump administration did not comply with his court order and order them to comply within 24 hours. So we'll see if SNAP benefits are paid out to millions of Americans by the end of the day tomorrow. I'll provide you more updates. Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free.
Food is a basic human right in the United States in October of 2025. And the people who I'm seeing on this app who are saying that food is not a basic human right are the people who most loudly proclaim their Christianity. You're just assholes. That's it. You're just assholes.
So we've got more major news just in on Snap. Donald Trump is now going to the Supreme Court and begging them to block an earlier order that requires him to pay out Snap payments. We've already heard earlier today that the USDA was complying with that court order and that some of those payments have already started to hit people's EBT cards. Well, Donald Trump is not too happy about that, and he's asking the Supreme Court to let him starve Americans. You can see the filing right here from legal reporter Kyle Cheney, who says the Trump administration asks the Supreme Court to stop by 9:30 tonight the court orders requiring the payment of full November SNAP benefits. And this news comes about an hour after we learned that the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit denied the Justice Department's request for an administrative stay of the temporary restraining order requiring full SNAP benefits to be paid by Friday. Basically, you have Donald Trump losing in the courts, losing in the appeal courts, the money going out, hitting people's EBT cards, at least some people's. I know some of you have told me that you've already begun receiving these SNAP payments. I know some of you have not yet. But as all this is happening, Donald Trump making this his number one goal to starve Americans, going to the Supreme Court, demanding that they act by tonight and block these other court orders and allow him to withhold SNAP payments to millions of Americans. I hope this is starting to open some people's eyes as to what the priorities of this administration are, while Donald Trump builds a golden ballroom, renovates bathrooms in the White House, and takes a trip to his gilded palace in Mar-a-Lago. This is what he's focused on, starving Americans.
Well, holy shit! Holy shit! Why don't you look at this headline right in here? I want every single motherfucker that said if only the Democrats would pass the bill, then people would get their food stamp. Democrats are making people hungry. I want every motherfucker that said that to stand up right in the front of the line. Because wouldn't you look at this? Not only is this administration not using the money that it already has to fund SNAP, but it's actively fighting against a court order to do so. It's actively saying, no, we don't want to use the money for SNAP, even though that's what it's for, even though the court already said, put the money on there, stop around. If you support this, you are not a good person. You are a bad person. Reevaluate. Reevaluate what you stand for, you thing.
So a Rhode Island federal judge just became the 6th to order the Trump administration to release 100% of SNAP benefits, full food aid, no delays. And with hours, the Department of Justice appealed that decision. Let me repeat that. They're appealing a court order that says feed the people. This isn't a political debate. It's moral rot in real time. We're watching this government fight in court for the right to keep Americans hungry. Now, I'm not talking to MAGA. They've made their choice, and so this is not for you, and I'm not even going to debate this with you. I'm talking to Republicans who still believe in law, order, and basic humanity. Is this what your party stands for now? Is starving families while ignoring judges the hill you're willing to die on? Because this isn't fiscal conservatism, it's deliberate cruelty. You can't call yourself pro-life, pro-family, or pro-faith while defending starvation as strategy. So here's the question, plain and simple. When did feed the people become controversial?
So I did a TikTok late last night addressing the fact that one federal judge had ruled that the Trump administration had until today, Friday, November 7th, 2025, to pay not partial, not a percentage, but 100% of SNAP benefits to all of the people who has the SNAP benefit coming. And then after I did a TikTok, I turned around and see another article where the Trump administration appealed the federal judge's ruling to pay 100 SNAP benefits to American people today. So here we have it, and we sit with our own eyes. That's 3 federal judges that ruled that he has to pay these SNAP benefits out, and he's appealing it. He's letting people know that he wants to starve them. He don't care. Now, I don't know if people are actually going to get those SNAP benefits today because of that federal judge's ruling. If you remember last week, they ruled last Thursday that he had until that Wednesday to pay those benefits out. And he found a way around it not to do it. So now this judge has ruled yesterday, which was the 6th of November, to pay those benefits by today, which is Friday the 7th. I'm asking you guys, how many of you guys actually received those SNAP benefits? After 12 o'clock midnight, what's the 7th? Those benefits should have went right into the account. So I'm just wondering, you guys checked your SNAP card this morning, your EBT card. Are those benefits there? Most likely, they're not there. You know why? Because this man is doing everything he can to make sure he starves your precious little children. He wants to stop your children from eating a meal. He wants to stop your children from having a Thanksgiving. He wants to stop your children from being healthy. He wants to, I mean, they would kick you out of school or arrest you for your kids not going to school. But yet it seems like if this man should be arrested, let's just put it that way. He should be arrested, hands down. He should be in jail somewhere. He should not be running office right now. The same people who voted for this idiot is online crying right now because everything that he's doing is affecting them directly. And now we got 3 more years in office with this man. What do you guys gonna think happen over the next 3 years in office? This is bad, man. This is worse than bad. Man, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys get your snap? Today is the 7th. Did they hit your card? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
I think Donald Trump finds it difficult to fight for the middle class because he's never been in the middle class. He's never understood what it's like to actually live paycheck to paycheck. He's never understood what it's like to know that you might actually rely or need on some type of support to make sure that your family does not go hungry. And, when we first saw that the president was willing to weaponize food to score political points, we immediately spun into action. We sued the Trump administration, and we won in court. And while we were watching the president try to appeal and throw these temper tantrums in front of a judge, I have decided that I am not going to wait for Donald Trump to figure this out. And so I have authorized $62 million that Maryland will now go and do the president's job for him to ensure that Marylanders are not going to have their SNAP benefits cut off for these first 2 weeks while we're waiting for the federal government to figure it out. These are real people and these are real lives. And when we're watching the level of cruelty and the level and the complete level of lack of concern for what people are facing and what people are experiencing, people should not worry why people shouldn't wonder why they got shellacked this past Tuesday.
Breaking news that is indeed breaking. This week, as if it couldn't get any better, not only did one of the top owners of a pharmaceutical, top profiting pharmaceutical companies literally just fainted and fell in the middle of them talking about pharma and the pharmaceutical industry on live broadcasting television next to Donald Trump, which seems like an omen to me. It was definitely crazy to see that in real time. But also, a federal judge has now ordered President Donald Trump, he has 24 hours to fully load them SNAP payments in full. Oh, that's your act. Do I know if he gonna do it or not? No, I don't. I don't have a magic wand. I can't get up off my black ass and do it, okay? Because I fear that with us bringing you the information, a lot of y'all think that we are capable of making him get the fuck and do it. And I just would like to remind y'all that a federal judge had to literally put his ass on the line, like on the front piece. My bad. You know how TikTok get on the mantelpiece in order for him to fucking start taking them seriously. Now the judge is letting them know you got until tomorrow. By lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to load them benefits or that's yours. Do you hear me? I want to make sure you hear me. What did I say? And he said till tomorrow. Till tomorrow what? To load them benefits in full. To load them in full.
Okay, since you don't understand how this works. Nah, don't run. What I say in the car? What I say in the car? Exactly. Don't. What? Get your go feed them goddamn people. You want to throw a goddamn $3 million Halloween party while people starve. Get your matter of fact, man, get your stupid ass. I have to repent every Sunday because of niggas like you. He say, why do you keep sinning? I say, because he keep doing dumb shit. I can't help it. Now you take your orange Badussy snack out there and feed them goddamn people for you talking about. And if you say one more word about some goddamn tariffs, oh my God, I'm putting belt ties again. He forgot what supreme mean. That's all it is. It's a definition error. He'll get it back. Them January 6ers got his head full as a bitch. You must have forgot what a rule. And to disobey a nigga like me. Okay. Keep on. Keep the fuck on.
Well. So everybody knows that Elon Musk is supposed to be getting a little shareholder package deal for $1 trillion. And I just want to remind everybody today that we've been talking about Elon Muskrat coming back into the fold, you see, and it just so happens Daddy decided to renominate his best buddy to head up NASA, dear. And something else you need to know here is that this little package deal for $1 trillion, well, it's going to need a bit of government approval. That's right. So, yes, he's going to need some government approval. I'm sure he'll get it, but we just can't approve releasing funds that were already appropriated, hun, for all sorts of things, like for people to eat during emergencies. And, well, apparently the GOP doesn't think we're in an emergency and people need to eat, but anytime Daddy Dumpy Pants wants to disperse the military and the National Guard across this land, we're in an emergency. Wait, isn't that the reason we have tariffs, baby? He claimed we were in an economic trade emergency? It seems like to me if we're in some kind of economic emergency that requires tariffs, dear, that would require, well, emergency funds for people to eat because of a economic emergency. Yes, apparently the economic emergency here, dear, is that Elon Muskrat needs $1 trillion. And Nutlick, he's trying to get $1 billion or $2 billion. Daddy's already made an extra 4.5, baby. Isn't that something? All this emergency money.
For as long as J.D. Vance is alive, for as long as he is breathing, for as long as he is around to roam this earth and beyond, I want his name to forever be attached, associated, connected to Donald J. Trump. The same amount of focus, the same amount of attention that we're giving Donald Trump, we got to make sure to apply to the entire cabinet. We got to get rid of the entire Trump administration. Anybody that came into American government by means of Donald Trump needs to be removed. And to be honest, I don't even care if they came into American government by means of Donald Trump. If they associated themselves with that man, they need to not only be ostracized out of American government, but out of American society. Now, I don't know if you've heard this already, but there's speculation surrounding J.D. Vance and the next presidency. Apparently, allegedly, they're trying to prepare him to be the next president. And I want everybody to remember that the vice president is an accomplice to all of the crimes that Donald Trump did as president. J.D. Vance is just as bad as Donald Trump, if not worse. Everybody in his cabinet is. Every single person in Donald Trump's cabinet is just as bad as him. J.D. Vance is quoted calling the court order that forced the Trump administration to apply full SNAP benefits instead of partial absurd. 42 million Americans eating, he called it absurd. You see, the results of Tuesday night's elections revealed more than just the winning candidate. It revealed how weak the Republican Party is growing. All of these admissions, all of these warnings to their own party about how they are desperate in having to secure the next midterm election, otherwise all of their grass. Yeah, they know that Donald Trump is on his way out. They know, and they're trying to secure faith and hope in their party. And the speculation is they're going to use J.D. Vance to do it. If we do not make sure to pay attention to the entire cabinet, if we do not make sure that the grip that we have on J.D. Vance does not slip from our grasp, if we do not make sure that the powers that be that are using Donald Trump as a pawn does not use J.D. Vance as a pawn and using him as the last saving grace for the Republican Party, if we do not make sure that that does not happen, our ass is grass, because he knows all the ways in which Donald Trump failed to make sure Project 2025 came into fruition. And as I stated before, he is just as bad, if not worse, than Donald Trump. He believes in all the same bullshit Donald Trump believes in because he's a self-serving son of a bitch. So yes, say his name. Say J.D. Vance's name every time you say Donald Trump's name. Say the secretary's name. Say the names of any of the appointed judges. Say the names of any person that he appointed to be the head of any department. Say all of their fucking names, because when it's time, when it's fucking time, we gotta remember who the fuck we're kicking out.
Donald Trump, the only thing that you can do right now to make us happy is get in the fucking casket. I'm talking about get underground. The moment that happens, the world will be at peace. I'm telling you, you will hear freedom across the country.
Yep.
So was the release of the federal funds a mistake? Like just yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance said, he called the court order absurd. Do we think that the release of the funds was a mistake, or is it a direct result of you guys going to court?
Well, let me answer both the J.D. Vance piece and the other piece. This is as a result of us continuing to push legally with the judge and the judge ruling that no longer would there be a partial payment, but the full payment. And the moment we got that ruling, Secretary Arkush went into action, pushed that button, and got the dollars flowing again, the federal dollars. And look, as for J.D. Vance, I got to say, look, I think America has a president and a vice president that don't give a damn about all Americans. They have made that crystal clear. And at least with Donald Trump, he's transparent about that. J.D. Vance is a total phony. And let me explain why. J.D. Vance rose to some prominence by writing a book about growing up in Appalachia, where there's a whole lot of people who get SNAP. He made millions of dollars on the backs of telling their stories, and then he turned his damn back on those very people who he likes to write about and claim as his own. Here's another thing J.D. Vance claims. He claims to be a person of faith. I know my Bible. And my Bible teaches us that we are to love thy neighbor. And we are to feed the hungry. Deuteronomy says, if you see a person who is in need, you don't give them a clenched fist, you open up your hand. So for J.D. Vance now to turn around after claiming all these things his whole life and literally go to court to stop hungry people from eating, that is not only phony, it is shameful. And this is who is leading America today. And folks got to wake up and realize the people who are leading in America quite literally want to keep people hungry. And you'll excuse me for getting emotional about it, but when I see hungry people in my state who are hungry because of J.D. Vance's bullshit politics, that makes me angry. And that's why I went to court. And that's why we're funding SHARE. And that's why we're putting dollars back on people's SNAP cards, because that's what the people of Pennsylvania deserve, and America deserves better than J.D. Vance.
The current president of this administration just asked the Supreme Court to allow him to not have to give SNAP benefits to the American people. The current president of this administration just asked the Supreme Court to step in and allow him to not have to feed the American people during this holiday season. Understand, a judge ruled that this administration must provide SNAP benefits for people during this government shutdown. And this current president of this administration asked for the Supreme Court to step in to make it so that he does not have to feed the American citizens who rely on SNAP benefits for food. This is not a partisan issue. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you find yourself on. This is objectively bad. And the reason that people are going without SNAP benefits right now is because our government is still shut down. And the two longest government shutdowns in American history happened under the same administration. I'm recognizing a pattern here.
So the Supreme Court sided with Donald Trump, and basically the judge tried to order Donald Trump to pay back all those SNAP benefits that was lost since the first of this month, and the Supreme Court basically vetoed that. So kids and elderly are about to starve. They're going to continue to starve this month. Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. A literal ballroom is more important than feeding human beings. Like, we're taking so much effort and not feeding people, it's crazy. This country, bro.
Do you know how shameful and embarrassing it is to have to force the President of the United States to fund the SNAP benefits for its American citizens? He had to have his ankles twisted just to be able to fund SNAP. But notice how he has an emergency appeal still on the forefront, right? Because he still wants to try to block it. That should tell you something, MAGA.
We have some pretty major news right now. The Trump administration, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance just launched a full-throttled attack on SNAP benefits as a whole after today's judge's ruling, which ordered them to pay out full SNAP benefits by tomorrow. Now, they're appealing this. The Justice Department is appealing the decision. But tonight they were asked about it, and J.D. Vance said it's an absurd ruling. Donald Trump then went on a tirade talking about how SNAP benefits weren't meant for everyone and how too many people have SNAP benefits. What it really seems like is that both Vance and Trump don't want to give out SNAP benefits to as many people that are getting it, even though that they are eligible for SNAP benefits currently. And what they're setting the stage for is a complete kind of undercutting of the SNAP program. They don't want to pay out SNAP benefits to a lot of Americans, even though these Americans need it. And neither Vance nor Trump tonight said anything in support of SNAP or food assistance or giving food assistance to families. It's very concerning, as many Americans are literally going through hunger right now because they can't afford to eat. Spread the word. Follow along for more, and I'll have more on my Substack linked in bio, so subscribe.
US is the only country that does not agree with the fact that food is supposed to be a human right and that everybody deserves to eat, and makes perfect sense why they feed their own people. POISON. Because they really don't care. And especially people like Trump that is in office, that has never struggled, never suffered at all. They can never ever understand what it feels like to go a day without food, or to literally sit and start thinking about where to get something to eat. Isn't it crazy that this country, that very country, the United States of Embarrassment, it is so rich. Everybody is struggling and fighting to get to the US. But Trump is literally holding his own people hostage, weaponizing food. Trump is the worst scam that has happened to the US, and I'm not saying that he's the worst president, but all I'm saying is the things that he's doing and the people that are backing him up, at this point, it does not, like, it's demonic. It's demonic. And he says, America first. And now he's trying to literally flip this entire situation, talking about how not every person that is on these benefits deserves to be on them. Why did it take him this long to literally reach to a government shutdown for him now to figure out that this is what he needs to use against the people? Like, this man is a millionaire. He's a billionaire. Like I say, it makes perfect sense why they are afraid of getting out of power. Why all these elections that are happening and they are being kicked out of their offices, it is scary to them. Because it's actions like this, literally, disobeying the laws and orders. They call that radicalization. Wow. He talked about he was going to give partial. And the way he announces these things, puts them onto whatever his social media platforms, and his administration literally obeys. It is insane. It is insane. But again, it is orders like this that he's disobeying that makes all the people that follow him and follow his orders know that they are going to be in such some good deep trouble. Because even every lawsuit that they put out there, they lose. And that's money too that they are losing. Like, how do you turn against your own people? The country is shut and it's supposed to be opened, right? There's emergency funds people can use. Should we assume that probably these people can even make a way of getting these same very emergency funds to use them for their own advantage? Or maybe they have already drained that emergency fund as well. Because at this point, it looks like the corruption he was fighting might be pointing back at him. We are talking about people, human lives. Through a party on Halloween. And oh my God, it hurts. We're talking about kids, children that are not getting baby formula. Meanwhile, even whatever the Church of Satan and stuff like that, weird people are literally, they're willing to give food to the people. But him, who is a Christian, who professes to be... Anyway, I know that he just uses that to really make his audience, Kevin, and still support him. He really don't mean any of that. But my God, how far does he have to go? How far does he have to go? Everything is moving smoothly on his side. Every program that they have, building this and everything, money is available for anything else except for the American people. And he's disobeying all orders and looks like nothing is going to be done. Today is here and they are trying to literally extend it, and it's like, they're literally trying to appeal again and delay this. So, demonic, holding his own people hostage, the fact that he doesn't care about kids, about mothers, about the elderly people, about the disabled people, about the vets, about, the whole country. Now that even the premiums for healthcare are also going, for insurance in healthcare are going to go up, and they still don't care. I think it tells people what they need to know. Like, I know that he's using this just to make sure he knows that if food goes out to the people, then at some point, he's not going to get what he wants. So he's trying to use this. And you know what? It's so crazy because Democrat areas or states and cities, these people are literally putting food out there. They are funding from, their own states. States are now trying to fund and feed the people. When it comes to the red states, it's the mercies of God that have to save them. I feel bad because guess what? I have a lot of people that are watching me. You are probably watching me. And you receive some of these benefits. You probably are watching me. You were furloughed. You're not being paid. You probably are watching me. You are fired. Which means even if you apply for food stamps, you can't qualify right now. But the emergency funds are there and this man is being told what to do and he's not listening. So for people that were like, oh, he's not a king and all of that, this is giving king vibes. I do what I do. I do what I want to do. Nobody forces me to do anything that I don't want to. And this is the kind of leader that is in power for now. Whatever it is not looking good. We can only pray that things don't get to us. Because even the half that he was talking about, he's talking about cutting it too. And again, like you have seen, he's a fraud. He's a scammer. Because he's talking about, I am just waiting for orders. When the orders come, people should be tired of him already. People should be tired of him already because the amount of pain that he's causing onto the people is just unbelievable, especially if you have to use food. That is a no-go zone. If you have to use food. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you and I pray you make it through these few years because they are kinda, yeah. See you guys later. My name is Gracie. Love you. Bye.